What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. It's time for a geography quiz. Are you ready? Let's go. What habitat does the African elephant live in? Savannas. What habitat does the Bengal tiger live in? Tropical rainforests. What habitat does the giraffe live in? Savannas. What habitat does the grizzly bear live in? Temperate forests. What habitat does the mountain gorilla live in? Tropical rainforests. What habitat does the rhinoceros live in? Temperate grasslands. What habitat does the cheetah live in? Savannas. What habitat does the lion live in? Savannas. What habitat does the jaguar live in? Rainforests. What habitat does the meerkat live in? Deserts. What habitat does the sloth bear live in? Tropical rainforests. What habitat does the leopard live in? Rainforests. What habitat does the moose live in? Taiga. What habitat does the zebra live in? Savannas. What habitat does the anteater live in? Tropical rainforests. What habitat does the raccoon live in? Temperate forests. What habitat does the hyena live in? Savannas. What habitat does the rhea live in? Savannas. What habitat does the elk live in? Taiga. What habitat does the polar bear live in? Arctic tundra. What habitat does the bison live in? Grasslands. What habitat does the capuchin monkey live in? Tropical rainforests. What habitat does the red fox live in? Temperate forests. What habitat does the lynx live in? Taiga. What habitat does the gazelle live in? Savannas. What habitat does the clouded leopard live in? Tropical rainforests. What habitat does the Thomson's gazelle live in? Savannas. What habitat does the maned wolf live in? Savannas. What habitat does the European badger live in? Grasslands. What habitat does the Siberian tiger live in? Taiga. Thanks for watching. How many questions did you answer correctly? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe for more quizzes.